What is up, Scrub fam? I am back with a deck profile. Set 4 is upon us. We've seen the secret rares, and the secret rares are pretty solid, I dare say. I think the Demigra one is highly playable. I've already making some deck lists around that, playing some black leaders, whether it be Mirror or the Demigra leader itself. But secret rares are out. It's exciting to see them. I think they're both really cool. I'm excited to see where those go. But otherwise, I've been doing some brewing and I've been doing some playtesting. And whoa, is this format way different than the previous ones? Having to think about Shigesh and whatnot. And now it's like you either have to start playing a deck that's like compressing the game incredibly fast, or you have to play a deck that's trying to make the game go a tad bit longer and just trying to stay alive. And so, I've been playing decks that are, that go back and forth between the two. I've been playing decks that are really good at staying alive and playing decks that are really good at winning the game really quickly. And so this is one of those decks that kind of plays in the middle of the game. So this is one of those decks like it tries to get to turns 4, 5, and 6 and tries to live long enough so it doesn't die. And it uses a leader that was, highly sought after and highly liked when the previews dropped. It's Hirudegarn. And before I get into that, let me give a shout out to my sponsor, Beard Collectibles, Alec Pastrana, best shop owner on the planet. I can't stress this enough. If you're looking to buy your sealed product for set 4, be sure to go to Beard Collectibles. You get your dash packs. Cases are on sale right now for $720. Best prices on the market if you're looking for your sealed product for set 4. You can also go ahead and put in your pre-orders for future sets as well, so you can make sure that you are prepared going forward as this set game even blows up even more. This set is probably going to be, in my opinion, one of the most sought after sets that we're going to see in a really long time, because there's a lot of cards that are highly playable and there's a lot of leaders that get introduced that are going to be able to fill in some niche roles that I really like. Hirudegarn is one of those leaders. So if you need to get your product, you need to get it from Alec Pastrana. Like I said, he's the best shopper on the planet, has the best deals, best customer service there is. So be sure to check that out. Anyway, though, this is my Hirudegarn deck profile. And so, as you can see, I'm not playing the 7-drop or the 9-drop Hirudegarn. From testing, it's incredibly clunky. It's really hard to pull off. I don't see the point in investing into those cards, especially with the way the format is. Maybe if the format slows down, like maybe once the flute aggro decks and other decks that are just as fast get kind of taken down a peg, you can start to play more slower strategies. But honestly, the 2-drop Hirudegarn doesn't have barrier, and so that makes things really complicated because they can get killed relatively easily, and you have to kind of avoid that because you need him on board so you can get the 7-drop into play and then cheat the 9 into play as well. And so the Hirudegarn engine itself, so the 2, the 7, and the 9, just aren't playable in this format as it's currently constructed. But the leader, on the other hand, Hirudegarn is an incredible leader for blue. He gets access to flute, of course, because it's a blue leader, but also when he swings, you can pitch a battle card, and then you get to draw 2 cards. And so that plays into why the deck can do a lot of things. It can defend itself really well, it can find its answers really well, and it can just really stifle a lot of opponents based on the different cards that you play in the deck. So with that being said, let me go ahead and go over the deck list itself. So we're playing, I'll zoom in a little bit for you guys. We're playing 4 Hidden Darkness Minotia. The reason why you're playing 4 of this is because it can tutor Hirudegarn the Wanderer, and all you want to play Minotia for, you're not playing this at all, you're just discarding it. So you're just going to be discarding this to Hirudegarn's power. So you're going to swing, discard, and then you're going to draw 2. And you're also going to be tutoring your deck for Hirudegarn the Wanderer and putting it in your hand. So you're basically turning his power into a +2 for yourself, as opposed to just the 1, which is pretty insane. And so not only that, you're going to be fetching the Hirudegarn the Wanderer, which you're never playing, you're actually just charging this. So it kind of helps you fetch your energy drop for the next turn, which honestly is worth spending slots on in the deck on these cards, because it's like once you are charging a Hirudegarn the Wanderer, it's like that's one less card that is impactful to your strategy that you have to charge. So you're getting out of your deck, you're filtering your deck, you're thinning your deck out, and you're getting yourself closer to cards that are more important to you, more impactful. So Minotia, you have to play in your Hirudegarn decks with some number of Hirudegarn the Wanderer. It's totally worthwhile to jam it because of the plus that you'll get off of it and how much card advantage you'll generate if you're trying to stay alive, and the fact that it'll help you find answers because you're drawing so many cards. So those are the first 2 slots in the deck. Next, we have the super combo, Hoi, Emissary of Flame. This super combo, aside from Shigesh, is probably the best super combo in the game because of what it does. It allows you to just cycle cards out of your hand that are just dead and allow you to draw 2 cards as opposed to just combo draw 1. So you combo with your Hoy, you discard, let's say, one of your extra cards, draw 2 clean cards off the top. So whether it be 10Ks or 5Ks, like you're giving yourself more combo power with Hoy, Emissary of Flame. So it's helping you reduce that variance, helping you to reduce those turns where you're trying to stay alive and you just don't have the cards to do it. Then we have 4 Raging Spirits on Gohan, just a combo into play. You're playing a lot of aggressive decks, and you need to have a way to be able to put something down and kind of stifle them. And playing your combo cards like these that come into play is going to be able to do that for you. Next, we have 4 Sneak Attack Vegetas. Sneak Attack Vegeta is an incredibly strong card. Any effect similar to the Hirudegarn leader, so any effect that is going to allow you to force your opponent to place a card from their hand on top of their deck is just, it's better than critical. It's better than making your opponent discard a card because it's like you're blanking their draw step. Unless they have a way to either shuffle their deck that turn or get multiple cards out by, like, using one of those top 3 tutors or something like that. But the thing is, by the nature of the format, you don't have time to do that. So you don't have time to play those types of 1-drops. So a lot of times those aren't going to be included in your deck. So Sneak Attack Vegeta is our premier 3-drop in the deck. This is, a card that can enable you to win some games relatively easily because of the fact that it does have barrier, so it's really hard to get rid of unless your opponent's attacking into it and comboing to it. So next, we have some green battle cards. So I'll zoom back out. We have the Newfound Power Son Gohan. So this is just the crit attacker, so similar to the Trunks. So swing, take a life, and then it gains crit for the duration of the turn. This helps awaken us. This is part of our awakening engine. But of course, what's great about this leader is you don't need to have an awakening engine because of how many cards you can draw. And another thing you guys are going to find relevant when you start playtesting this format more heavily is the fact that you almost prefer to play a leader that has a really high life total. So prefer to play a leader that has 8 life as opposed to a leader that goes to 6 or lower. So somebody that either self-harms or like Goku, because those extra life just become a huge resource for you when you're trying to make the game go a little bit longer. So Newfound Power Son Gohan is a great way to awaken. It's just an overall great green card. Next, we have 4 Indomitable Link Son Gohan. So this here, you just have to play removal in your deck. And so I like Indomitable Link Son Gohan because, number one, he's easy on your energy. Only costs 1 green. He's a 0/5K, and then when he comes into play, he kills something that costs 4 or less. So he trades up oftentimes. So if your opponent doesn't have anything that has barrier, you're just going to trade up with a battle card, and you're just going to be able to get some tempo advantage there. But again, the main reason why we're playing it is because it's green, and we need to run green in the deck. Next, the finisher of the deck that kind of combines with your leader to really force some insane turns is Combo Killer Anilaza. So he basically has an auto once per turn when your opponent combos. They have to choose 1 card in their hand and place it into their drop area. So when you combine this, so think about this. So like, let's say you swing with your leader, right? You draw a card, they place a card from their hand on top of their deck. Then you Phantom Flame Cannon. You choose a random card from their hand, they place on top of their deck. If they try to combo to get over that, they're going to have to give away 2 more cards to you. So Anilaza plus Hirudegarn is like peanut butter and chocolate. Once you get Combo Killer Anilaza down, especially because you're playing blue-green as opposed to just mono blue, in which your finisher would just be 4-drop Vegeta instead, like, Combo Killer Anilaza plus Hirudegarn is insane, and so I really like the combination. And I like that Anilaza has barrier, so he can just stay alive. So you don't ever really have to attack with him if you want to, but he's great to attack with because it's like you can just go all in on him. So, a lot of times your gameplay, your like game-winning play is gonna be like, okay, I'll swing with my Hirudegarn, I'll make you top deck a card. Okay, right now I'll swing with my Combo Killer Anilaza. Okay, I'll start comboing with my Phantom Flame Cannons. And now it's like your opponent is going to have to neg so hard if they want to combo against you, and you're just going to be able to go for game with this card relatively easily. With the rest of the deck, we have our black cards. So we play 5 black cards. All of them are really easy to cast, and they're in some weird ratios. So the reason why we play 1-dimensional Banisher Fu is because he's just a cost you 1 energy. He can kill any battle card in the game with no problem. You just overwhelm 5. This is a card that I think is going to see a lot of play because it's going to take that spot of Mass Saiyan because, number one, it's a 0/5K instead of a 1+10K. And, like, yeah, you can't wipe out multiple things, but in this format, that's not really going to be something that you need to do. So killing their one big threat or their one threat in general, no matter what it is, or just killing a blocker, to stop your opponent from stifling you is huge. So Dimensional Banisher Fu is going to be a card that sees a lot of play this set. Next is 2 Relentless Destruction Mira. This card, again, just fits into the theme where we want to tax our opponent's hand. So we're just playing Mira to easy overwhelm. Just get 3 cards in the discard pile, tax your opponent's hand, and then you're good to go. And then you also have Time's Choice Supreme Kai of Time. This card it's a step above Time Patrol because you get to look at the top 3, choose 1, place it in your hand, place the other 2 on the bottom of your deck. And so I really like having 2 and 2 of Relentless and Time's Choice because it kind of gives me that mix that I want. Like, I want to have some forward. I basically want to have an Anticipate, which is what Time's Choice is. It's Anticipate for Magic. And then I want to have the discard spell, which is Relentless Destruction Mira. And what's really neat is when you play your Legendary Flutes. So basically, you can play your Overwhelm card. So let's say I play a Relentless Destruction Mira that turn. I don't have to attack with it. I can flute it back to hand, gain a card, then draw a card. So now I've replaced the card back in my hand. I've drawn an extra card. And now I have a card in my discard pile for the next turn, so I can start getting Overwhelm active again, so I can tax my opponent's hand the next turn again with Mira. So do you guys see how that works? Like, just essentially overwhelming, making them discard a card, flute it back to hand, draw a card. Next turn, do it again. Like, and again, all we're trying to do is tax our opponent's hand over the course of the entire game. You're trying to tax your opponent's hand across the course of the entire game. You want to make it difficult for them to be able to go off and for them to be able to out-combo you because Hirudegarn is going to draw a lot of cards, and the more you start blanking your opponent's draw step, taxing their hand, they're going to run out of outs and they're going to run out of ways to kill you relatively fast, and then that's when you windmill slam the combo killer Ani Laza and just go for game. Next, we go to our extra cards. As I mentioned, 3 Legendary Flute. I don't play 4 because 4 felt like I was seeing it way too often in this deck, and I really only like it in certain spots. So I like it to be able to bounce back my combo Gohan for a turn if I want to be able to, kind of protect myself again, and I want to have another 1 plus 10k combo. I use it on my newfound Power Sun Gohan if I need to awaken faster. You can use it on your Indomitable Link Sun Gohan if you want to have removal again. And then, of course, I use it mostly on my 4 3-drop Overwhelm cards. That's where I usually use Flute the most because I always want to get those back and get that value back because it's just how powerful that effect is. Then I have 3 Objection. So the 3 Objections, you want to be able to do some ramping with this deck, and Hirudegarn's great for that because of how many cards he draws. So I play 3 Objections. I never feel like I need a 4th copy. 3 feels perfect. I don't want to say I could go down to 2, but the amount of cards you draw, sometimes you can just get away with 2, but 3 feels good right now. The best negate right now, aside from Nimbus, Full Power Energy. This is going to be able to stop your opponent from doing a lot of that early pressure that a lot of decks are trying to do right now. And then 4 Phantom Flame Cannon. Phantom Flame Cannon is absurd. This card is disgusting. Either on your or your opponent's turn, you can combo with this. You get plus 10k for the duration of the battle, and then you choose up to 1 card in your opponent's hand and place it on top of their deck. You choose. Like, your opponent doesn't choose, you do. So you can do it whether if it's offensively, defensively. Phantom Flame Cannon is the truth. If you guys haven't tested with that card, you need to. So this is my take at blue-green Hirudegarn. As you can see, I don't play any of the Hirudegarn cards except for Minutia and then the 2-drop because it's tutorable. But other than that, this deck just plays a lot of really good cards. It focuses on trying to make the game go longer, has a great finisher and combo killer Ani Laza, and then of course you have your Overwhelm package, which is awesome. Overall, I really do like this deck. I think this deck can compete. I think in some matches it play draw dependent, of course, because that's what this game is right now, based on the amount of combo decks that exist in this format, which, we'll be getting to at a later date. But otherwise, this is my Hirudegarn deck that I've been testing. This is what I'm having a lot of success with. If you guys get a chance, check it out, play test with it, make changes as you like. Otherwise, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you for all your support. Okay, bye!